Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here today. If you're the kind of person who loves breaking down foundational texts, really getting into the nuts and bolts of how they're constructed, well, you're in the exact right place. Today, we're looking at a classic ancient narrative. We're going to focus on the rivers of Eden and the super precise step by step creation of man. All right, let's dive right into this. Gold, ancient rivers, a forbidden tree, the search for a companion. I mean, what we're looking at here is incredibly cinematic, right? Our source text today isn't just a dry list of events, it's a highly structured story that takes us on a pretty profound journey. We're going to start way out with a massive macro level satellite view of ancient geography, and then we're going to zoom all the way into the micro level, right down to the intimate details of a single garden, a single rule, and a deeply personal search for companionship. It's a brilliant flow of information, so let's set the stage. Section 1. Mapping the four rivers. So, before we even look at the people, the text really wants us to understand the vast geographical stage where all of this is set. And the absolutely crucial number here? It's 4. The text specifically details 4 distinct rivers. You see, this isn't just some vague, foggy landscape. The source material actually gives us a highly specific geographical layout, branching out to water completely different regions of the Earth. Let's map this out. The text gives us exact ancient locations. The first river, the Pishon, flowed around the whole land of Havilah. Then the second is the Gihon, flowing around the whole land of Cush. The third river is the Tigris, which the text explicitly notes flows east of Assyria. And finally, the fourth river is simply named as Euphrates. What I absolutely love about seeing this laid out like this is how grounded the narrative is trying to be, you know? It's literally anchoring this primordial story in recognizable, albeit very ancient, geographic landmarks. Now, what's really interesting is the specific attention given to that first location, the land of Havilah. The text actually pauses the whole geographical mapping exercise just to detail the material wealth found there. It specifically points out that there is gold, and not just any gold. It makes a point to note that the gold of that land is good. And right alongside it, we have bdellium and onyx stone. This vividly paints the setting of that first river as a place of immense, rich natural resources. It establishes a world of absolute abundance right out of the gate. Moving on to Section 2, the garden's only rule. Okay, so we're now zooming in from that wide, resource-rich satellite view directly into a very specific location, the garden. The Lord God takes the man and puts him in this Garden of Eden with a very specific purpose, to work it and keep it. But with that placement comes a condition that perfectly illustrates the core tension of the text. On one hand, we have total freedom. The man is commanded that he may surely eat of every tree of the garden. That's absolute abundance. But paired with that abundance is a single, absolute boundary. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. It's such a fascinating dynamic. You literally have total freedom paired with one solitary, incredibly specific limitation. So what happens if that single boundary is crossed? Well, the text leaves absolutely no ambiguity here. The Lord God says, "For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die." This direct quote really anchors the stakes of our entire explainer today. The consequence of breaking this one rule is stark and it is ultimate. The table is entirely set. We've got an abundant world, a purposeful existence in the garden, immense freedom, just one rule, and a literal life or death consequence. Section 3, the search for a helper. So we've gone from the geography of the rivers to the garden's rule, and now we transition into the deeply intimate level of the man's daily existence and his relationships. Up to this point, everything in the text has been meticulously arranged. Perfect, right? But suddenly, the narrative introduces a problem. The Lord God says, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." This introduces the central conflict of human isolation. The narrative recognizes this isolation as not good and urgently seeks to resolve it. But how it actually goes about resolving it is quite surprising. I mean, you might expect an immediate creation of another human, right? But instead, this immense task begins. Out of the ground, the Lord God forms every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens. He then brings them to the man to see what he would call them. And the man gives names to all the livestock, the birds, and every beast of the field. There is a bit of light irony here, honestly. Just imagine this incredibly exhaustive parade of the entire animal kingdom being brought forward one by one to be named by the man. So we have to stop and ask the question that the text is naturally building toward. After all of that effort, after going through literally every beast and every bird, was there a helper fit for him? Well, the crucial point is no. The text firmly answers this by stating, but for Adam there was not found a helper fit for him. The entirety of the newly formed animal kingdom just did not solve the problem of his isolation. Sure, naming the animals established his relationship to them, but it absolutely did not provide the companion he needed. The problem of him being alone remains completely unresolved. With the animal kingdom completely unable to solve this isolation, a very different, highly physical process begins. We see a clear three-step surgical progression straight from the source text. Step 1, the Lord God causes a deep sleep to fall upon the man. Step 2, while he is sleeping, one of his ribs is taken. And step 3, the place where the rib was taken is closed up with flesh. It's this incredibly deliberate sequence of events described in the text to finally address the lack of a companion that the animal kingdom just couldn't fix. Which brings us to the ultimate cliffhanger of our explainer today. We've traced the rich rivers, we've seen the man placed in the garden with total freedom, except for one fatal boundary. We've witnessed the intense, systematic search for a companion that culminates in this profound physical creation from the man's own side. The players are all on the board. So I'm going to leave you with this. Now that the stage is meticulously set, the rule is firmly established, and the players are all present, what happens next with that forbidden tree? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating text with me today. Keep asking questions and always keep looking closely at the details.